Welcome, everybody, to Midday Magazine for this Monday, September 30th, 2024. Have your host, James J. Malouf here. In part 2 today at 4:30, we're welcoming in contestants from the Miss Wisconsin Rapids and Miss Wisconsin Rapids Teen Pageant of 2025. Looking forward to hanging out with them. Right now, we have in with us our good friends, Reverend Beth Habhegger. Beth, it is good to see you. I was just going to call you Rev. I've never done that before. Works. I don't know why I did that. Good to have
morning.
you.
Good to see you. Or good afternoon, James, I should say.
Yeah, thank you for being here, Beth. And Alice is with us. Alice Lavin. Alice, good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
I appreciate the time from both of you, as always, and everything you guys put into our community. We really appreciate it. We're going to talk about some of the outreaches and services offered from the Moravian Church in a little bit. But first, I want to get into this community book sale, Beth, that we've been talking about a lot on our morning show and some other places. Let's dive right into this one and let people know what this is.
Well, this was started by the University Women's Association back in the 1990s, I believe, or early 2000s. It was originally hosted over at the mall when it was still the mall. But as the ladies got older, they lost their space. And so we had a member of our congregation that was a part of that group and said, well, why don't we see if we can do it at the church? So we started doing it at the church basement. And then those ladies all got to an age where they just physically weren't able to do it anymore. And the church believed it was a worthwhile effort, especially with all of the proceeds going towards scholarships. So we just kind of took it over, and we've had several people who have taken the reins and coordinated it for us. And Alice has been doing it now for 2 years. This is her second year coordinating it, I believe. Second or third?
I think it's the third.
Okay.
Oh, very cool.
And she's just done a great job with it. So it's good to have her here and to be able to share a little bit more.
I love the history of this event and love being able to cover that. So thank you, Beth, for that. And this is one of those events that the community takes a lot of pride in, really enjoys. It's one of our signature events, I would even say, in the community of where people just look forward to this every year. And it's one that that pride comes from also being able to put into this event. Because we've been collecting books for quite a while.
We do. We start collecting books on Memorial Day weekend, and we'll start getting calls in March. When are you taking books? When are you taking books? And we only have so much storage space, which is one of the reasons why we wait until then. So we usually tell people, find a place to put it in your car or at your house. We do want them. We just can't handle them now. But we take them all summer from Memorial Day through September 15th. And there are a couple of people that have said, oh, did I miss it? And we've got enough space that right now we've taken some extra books. But we're at the point where we need to make sure that we have things set and ready for the public.
Yeah. Now that we're to this stage in it, Alice, and you've already been in part of this, but now this is go time for you, kind of, and everything as we get closer and closer to it. How is that coming along? Putting everything together?
It's coming along great. I have a great committee, so I just and I delegate well.
Yes, she does.
I delegate well. So, our books are getting set up. We just have to kind of go through them again to make sure that they're where they need to be. The cool thing is that this book sale is all donated books. Like, we don't buy books to sell. We already have the books from the community that drop them off, and that's what we sell. So it's all coming together. We have our tables set up and our books on our tables, and it's coming along.
More than just books, which is fun too. We've got some VHS, we've got CDs, we've got LP. So if you like vinyl, you can come find some vinyl. We've got games and puzzles, and we do. And I want to say a big thank you, because in the past I've been promoting we could really use some large print books, and we've been getting large print books, and we want to thank the community for doing that.
And as every year, one of the things that I come away dumbfounded by is the variety that it involves, just with the books, let alone what you mentioned there, Beth.
Oh, yeah. And we have signs up everywhere to let you know, if you're big into self-help, we have a self-help section. If you like inspirational, we've got an inspirational section. So it's like going to a bookstore, but it's all in the basement of the church.
I noticed that Beth looked right at me when she brought up the self-help books. I'm like, I'm joking. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It doesn't make sense. When it comes to that part of it is another fun aspect of this. And the community input on this one, as far as donating the books and spreading the word about this event. I don't have to, over-explain to the audience. The Moravian Church doesn't have a big marketing budget or anything, but yet this thing sells out. This thing is always well attended. Every year this thing is that. When I talk about signature events, that's kind of what I think of, is events where even if you don't have not necessarily a lot of pomp and circumstance, people know about this event and they're going to show up. And that's a fun part of this too. And it speaks also to not only what we love about the event, showing up, getting some books, being able to donate to an amazing cause and knowing that and having the comfort in that. But there's the fun other part of this too, where you just run into people you don't always get a chance to. It's such a community hub. It's such an opportunity where even if they show up and you're not planning on buying some books, first, you probably will, even if you go there not planning on it.
And if you don't, Alice is very good at talking you into buying one.
Yeah, she is.
And you can buy a canvas bag.
Yes, you
right.
can.
$2.50.
Right. More on that in a moment. But the idea of going there, and you'll go there when this shows up, when this comes up and everything, and you'll see people that aren't even looking at the books. They're just talking. They're just hanging out. They're just catching up and everything. We don't have enough opportunities like that in life. So here's another cool part of this event where you get that community interaction. You get that kind of chance to kind of hobnob and stuff.
And that's a big part of who the Moravian Church is. We have what I refer to as a relational theology, and it's about building community. It's about building relationships. And so we enjoy being able to offer events like this where we can help do that even just outside of our congregation, but in the community in which we live.
Alice, there are some details that you wanted to touch on about this event, and you just touched on one of them. As far as the prices of these books and the kind of deals that can go on with these books and the bag that you mentioned there, can we touch on some of that?
Sure. Most of our books are $1. Doesn't matter what kind you get, cookbook, nonfiction, paperback. Most of them are $1.
Self-help.
Self-help.
Okay,
Yep,
good.
self-help
Good to know.
books.
Good. Asking for a friend.
Remember, God helps those who help themselves.
Yes.
And we also have, people may not know, we also have children's books. And we actually have an educational children's section, for the homeschoolers that may want an educational book. And then we have canvas bags with our church logo on it. I think they're blue. I think they're blue. And they're nice canvas bags. I mean, you can use them to walk around the sale with, or you can use them when you go to the grocery store. And we just started selling them last year for $2.50. But we have a lot of books.
Mm-hmm. And there's a special bag sale that comes up on October 12th. More on that in a moment. But did want to give the details of the event, and we'll get them out there again before we wrap up.
Yep.
But the event goes on October 10th and 11th, 8:30 to 6. And then the bag sale is October 12th. That's from 8:30 to 1. What is the bag sale?
So the bag sale is you can take a grocery bag, which you don't have to bring one. We have plenty. And you fill the bag. You can fill more than one, and you can get it for $2. It's a great
bag,
deal.
yeah.
Each bag is $2.
Yeah. And you just fill that thing up.
Yep.
We don't like leftovers.
I'll never forget the first year we went to this. This is so long ago, but I went there with my mom, and she showed up and we didn't know any of these details. And you would have thought that these books were going out of style or something. She just was grabbing paperbacks and just trying to cram as many as she could in there. It was great. She was so happy. This all takes place at the Wisconsin Rapids Moravian Church at 310 First Avenue South in Wisconsin Rapids. There's also going to be other things there, as Beth mentioned, some of the other items, but there's also going to be one of the greatest things you could find at any church, free baked goods.
Yes.
Yes, and we'll have a hospitality center where people will sit and chit-chat because we have comfy chairs so they can have a cookie, cup of coffee. I think we serve coffee.
We do.
Okay, good.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah.
And we've had our sign-up sheet go through the congregation, and we've had a dozen or so ladies say, yeah, I'll make some cookies or bars or something. So there'll be plenty of food there.
Big thank you to all of them for that. Nobody does baked goods better than churches. Nobody does them better. And Beth, you touched on this earlier. While this is a fun event and you guys really enjoy having this event, the community enjoys being at the event, this is all for a really wonderful, important cause.
Yes, we are raising funds for a scholarship that we have set up with Mid-State Technical College. And we've had that set up with them for, I think, since the inception of this. Last year, we were able to raise over $3,000. So we were able to give at least $1,000 scholarship. But our scholarship isn't just for a high school student coming out of high school going into college. Ours is specifically designed for somebody who is looking for a second chance. So it's what's called a non-traditional student. And they're the ones that qualify for the scholarship.
And as we see, funding for these things go lower and lower, and not having nearly enough opportunities for these, even when on the brightest side of these stories, you oftentimes will have an individual that is having to make a choice. Do I continue my education? Do I try to have a better life, or do I, keep paying the bills,
right.
or something? And this can be a difference maker when it comes to that.
Right. You never know what's going on in somebody's life. There may be a single parent that unexpectedly became a single parent and now has to find a new job or a better income. And we've had, I think in the last several years, most of the recipients have been in the nursing program.
I believe so, yes.
So it's allowing them to go back, get their nursing degree, and have a solid income after that.
And you think about that, the big picture in this, and you take a step back, and there aren't that many opportunities in life to really impact the future like you can with this event. You are doing something that could put back into our community. This person goes on, gets a degree, starts to work in your community and contribute to your community even more than they may have been before or something. Like the domino effect this can have, it can't be lost in the conversation.
Right, and it connects with the education. We're selling books, and you need books for education. And there are so many other pieces, and we want to try and make sure these books get into people's hands. So there are organizations that we give books to once the sale is over. And Alice has been doing a great job coordinating that. Who are some of the organizations that we're working with?
We're working with the Family Center, Focus, and
Mary's Place?
Mary's
No.
Place.
Mary's Place.
And Nakusa Court is going to get the leftover large print books.
Very cool. Oh, that's great. And so it sounds like almost all these books are going to go to use one way or another.
That is our hope.
Yeah.
In years past, we've had boxes and boxes and boxes that we've taken to a Lions Club in another city so that they would be able to have them. We're hoping not to have to do that this year. We're hoping that people buy them or that we're able to give them to enough organizations. We're also, anything that we don't sell in the religious or inspirational section, we're giving to St. John's.
I forgot about St. John's
Church in Kellner, who has their own sale coming up like a week or two after we have ours. So they'll have another chance to be seen by maybe some different people.
Very cool. And just another quick reminder that if you have books and I forgot about the sale or something like that, reach out. If they can't use them this year, there's always next year.
Absolutely.
You find a good place to store those books, keep them in good shape because they will go to good use for this community book sale. If not this year, next year. And again, the community book sale happening October 10th and 11th, 8:30 to 6. The bag sale will be October 12th, 8:30 to 1. All this takes place at the Wisconsin Rapids Moravian Church at 310 First Avenue South, right here in Wisconsin Rapids. And before we wrap up, do want to remind everybody, if you were not able to make the sale, gift certificates are available.
That's right. And in fact, we had a member yesterday donate 10 gift certificates that we will be gifting to an organization so that people there will have the chance to come over and use those to get books.
That just made my heart sing. That's awesome.
And if you want to do that, there are organizations in the community that help underfunded families that maybe you contact us through our email, which is communitybooksale@gmail.com. Reach out, let us know, and you can purchase the gift certificate. And if you want it to go to a specific place, we'll do what we can to make sure it gets to that place so that they can bring it with them and maybe do what we did last year and donate one or two to be given away here on the station. Yeah.
Oh, we'd love that. We would love that. And we're looking forward to this. We'll be talking about it more and more as we get closer to it. We were speaking with Alice and Beth from the Wisconsin Rapids Moravian Church. And Beth, I wanted to get into a couple of other things going on over at the church. And one of the many things, you guys do a number of outreaches over there. Can we touch on some of that, and especially to those out there that may not know about them?
So we created a new outreach called Cleansing Waters back in, I think it was around 2018, 2019. And we work with other referring agencies in the community to help people who may not have the funds to get their laundry done. It's specifically when we were doing a discernment process to figure out a new outreach to do, we found that kids, specifically in high school, won't go to school if they have dirty clothes. So we wanted to find a way to help them make sure that they were able to have clean clothes to go to school. And so working with like FSET and other referring organizations, we'll get a call from their worker and say, hey, I have a family here that needs to have their laundry done. This is a time that works. And we will get 2 volunteers to meet them at a laundromat, and we pay and bring the supplies so that they can do a load of laundry, with the hopes that the money that they would be used for that could then be used for groceries or to pay a bill, that kind of thing. So they can use the service up to a year, once a month, up to a year. And it's our way of trying to help them find that leg up so that they are able to get themselves into a better spot.
We've heard from, whether it's the Alice report or just your surveys and studies that you hear on the news from time to time, of how that line between those that are doing okay or living check to check and those that are not. And it's not a gigantic difference. We're talking dollars, not even thousands or hundreds of dollars. We're talking dollars that are a difference between these two individuals or these two families, if you will. And any chance to take a little bit off of that plate can go so far. It's insightful and encouraging to hear the way you talk about this, Beth, because I've heard people my whole life talk about poor people, but I've never heard people actually talk to poor people. As somebody who grew up like this and experienced this stuff, I'm encouraged by our community. I'm encouraged by our society of some empathy being shown and some understanding of, well, the roles could be reversed easily here.
Right.
While I'm putting my hand out and trying to help you up, it could easily be me down there needing that hand up. And more of society seeing that. And instead of judging people, understanding that, oh, we are quite a bit alike. We actually have a lot in common here. Here, take this. Or here, have this. Let me give you a hand up here, man. That's what all this is about.
And that particular program is fully funded by donations. So members of the congregation will give quarters as they can to help towards that. And we, if you have a heart and you say, hey, I believe in this kind of outreach and want to support us, reach out. I'd be glad to talk with you about it. Or if you want to contribute money towards this to help others in the community, we'd gladly receive that to be able to use it for that outreach.
And knowing the transparency of what you guys do, too, is always noteworthy going forward. And when we talk about these things, it's something that I champion when our nonprofits. This area gets that and really gives you nothing to question, and that goes a long way for people nowadays. And knowing, too, that you are making an impact in your zip code, in your community, that goes so far, whether it is the bake sales or the community book sale or any kind of things that you guys are doing over there, knowing that, okay, this is staying here. This is going to help out here. We don't get nearly enough opportunities in life to make such a direct impact on our community. And with these events, whether it's the services or the outreach you mentioned there or the community book sale, these kind of things, we're able to do that. And
it's not able to be done without people like Alice, who have a heart to do something. Alice loves books.
I love books.
Yeah, I can tell.
I took a book on my vacation.
Nice.
So when it came time, because our old chair needed to step back and we were looking for somebody, and I had put out newsletter articles saying, we're looking to put a committee together, and nobody was stepping forward. I happened to visit Alice, and I realized Alice loves to read. Alice has a gift of organization. And I said, Alice, what would you think?
And I jumped in with both feet.
Nice. And we
but
really
I do
appreciate
love to
that.
read. And I just think it's so cool that we can offer this service. I don't really offer this sale for people that may not be able to afford a brand new book. But they want a book, and it's only $1. So come on down.
Yeah, it's such a great point. Thank you. Very well said, Alice. I really appreciate that. And appreciate your involvement. And Beth, always appreciate our chemistry because you set me up right where I wanted to go.
Excellent.
Could you guys use volunteers for this event, or just in general, looking for all volunteers? We're always calling on good people.
Right. Actually, we do have some spots open that we could use some help with the sale. So if you would be interested, let us know.
Yep. And if just let us know. And if you want to come down, we'll gladly put you to work.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And as far as the baked goods, you guys are good on that and everything. Are you sure you're good on that? Because if I'm coming down there, I might wipe out some of these. So just making sure you got a good stock. That's all. But I'm asking for a friend.
You're asking for a friend?
Yeah, sort of.
Bring some down.
Okay, that's probably a good idea. And certainly come on down. Now, the other part of this, before we wrap up, as far as paying for these books, do you need cash? Can you use a card? How does that work?
We take cash, check, or credit card.
Excellent. Very cool. Very, very cool.
We try to be as accommodating as possible.
Yep.
Well, you do a great job of it and everything. And just reminding everybody one more time that not only is the community book sale going on October 10th and 11th, 8:30 to 6, and the big bag sale happening October 12th, 8:30 to 1 over at the Wisconsin Rapids Moravian Church. But keeping in mind that 100% of the proceeds go to the Mid-State Technical College scholarships, an incredible foundation, incredible fund.
And we want to let you know, no matter what your physical ability, you can still make it to the book sale. We recently repaved our parking lot so that you don't have to worry about gravel or tripping there. We have a ramp into the building, and we have an elevator.
I was just going to say that. We have an elevator.
And I don't know about other people. Maybe it's just my construction background or anything, but that is a really nice parking lot. They did a really nice job on that. I never thought the parking lot was horrible, but I didn't realize how bad it had gotten until being on the It's nice.
It is.
It's nice over there. Go check it out, everybody. And be sure to check out the services offered from the Wisconsin Rapids Moravian Church. Go to YouTube, type in your search bar, Wisconsin Rapids Moravian Church, and you can see the services that Beth does on Sundays. They are usually posted right there, usually later on in the day or the next day or so. Or they're live oftentimes, too.
If you go to YouTube, they are live, and then they stay posted live. So you can go to our channel and then look under our live, and you'll find them there. And then we usually get them on our website. I try to get them there Tuesday morning if possible. I can't tell you how good they are. I'll leave that to Alice.
They're great. They're good. Be sure to find out more at wrmoravian.org, wrmoravian.org. And again, if you'd like to volunteer or be a part of things, that's also where we can send you to the website, WR Moravian.
Yes.
Okay. wrmoravian.org, and be sure to follow them on social media, everybody. Thank you both very much for the time and everything you do in our community.
Oh, thank you, James.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. We'll have more Midday Magazine coming up right here at 97.5 FM, 1320 AM, WFHR. We are locally grown radio.